Hi, you're right. So, I'm not cutting out in front of you because I just think it's a bit boring. But I'll show you basically what I did. So, I have cut out my 3 layers and I've also cut out the little squares, which I'll explain to you in a second. So what I've done is use my pattern. As I said yesterday when I did the first video about this pattern, it's currently free. The Made by Jack's Mum one is currently free in light of people struggling to get nappies. She's shared her pattern for free on the Made by Jack's Mum Facebook sewing group, not her business page, her sewing group. So what I did was I cut out the pattern. I put my fabric on the fold. So this line is the fold. This is the open and raw end. I put the pattern piece over and then I cut around the outside of the pattern. And I did that 3 times. So I did that with the outer layer, which is this one. So what happens if you want to think about what it's going to look like? It's going, so this is like going to be the front. And this is the side bits tucked in. So I did it with the outer, and then I cut out my PU layer, all in the same way, folded the fabric, cut out my shape. And I did that for my inner layer again, but I'm using terry fabric, all 3 layers cut out. And the next bit of preparation you need to do before we start making the construction is marking all your cam snap placements onto your outer fabric only. The reason for that is that the cam snaps will only be going on this outer fabric. You won't put them through the inner 2 layers because those are the layers that keep your nappy safe, secure, waterproof. So if you go putting holes through the PUR layer, that's going to give it a leakage point, so it won't become water, resistant to letting liquid through. It's too late in the day. So here we go. So what I did was quite nice and easy. I lay my pattern piece over the top of the fabric and I folded back the points and marked the blue dots on. So when I say I marked the blue dots on, I used a water-soluble marking pen. You can get pencils as well. They're all different brands. The pencils are quite good, more for cotton. It would work well on here if you give it a bit of a scrub. These are fantastic because they mark easier on most fabric types. Dark fabric is a little bit more tricky. And then you just spray it with water and it disappears. So that's a really good one to have in your stash. So I marked all the popper placements. And then your next step is this. So when you cut out your PUL layer, when you're on the fold, there will be this section here, which becomes waste. What I do is cut a strip off, fold that strip in half, cut it, and then I keep cutting it until I get pieces like this. And the reason for that is you could use a nylon stabilizer if you like. This is quite thick and that side of it is quite grippy, doesn't slide. So I put that over my blue dots, and then what you would do is I use my seam ripper to pop a hole through the middle, and then when I put my cam snap in, cam snapping. So you're going to need 28 squares and 28 of the receptive half of the cam snap. So what you do is put this hole So you line it up with your it's almost like self-healing this stuff, yeah. So line it up over your blue dot. See your blue dot from the other side even, that's how well it suits through. Create a hole, and then through that hole you pop your cam snap. It comes through the other side to the fabric. It is going to be a bit resistant because that PUL fabric is plasticky. You then put the other half over the top, give it a little bit of a press so that's in place, and then you use this tool. This bit is your flat back half, and then this bit, the top piece, is what pushes the other piece in. So you line it all up, make sure it's sitting in place, give it a squeeze. And that's now secure, and on this side it has this extra bit of protection. So what will happen is when you're popping and unpopping and popping and unpopping, that's giving it grip and holding it in place better so it won't separate, and then it won't cause your fabric to tear and leaving a hole and meaning that your popper's going to fall out. You just do that 28 times all the way down all the blue dots you've just popped on. So it's a little bit time consuming, so I'm not going to show you that now, but what I will do is do all of that before I start the next video, which will be the construction of the nappy, which is quite easy, and you'll be quite pleasantly surprised at how nice it is. This bit is the laborious bit, the marking out, the cutting, the putting in your poppers. The next bit is the nice, easy, quick bit and the fun bit because you actually produce a nappy. So what basically happens is this layer, when you're constructing your nappy, sits face up, and then your other two layers go face down. But it's actually this layer first. So we put the shiny side against there, and this layer will come on top, and we'll put all three together. We will sew all the way around the outside with a gap somewhere. You can put it at the crotch line if you prefer. Depends on what you like with the way you put it. And then what happens is you'll turn it all out. So this will be then on the inside. This will then be on the outside, and it is then a nappy. You put your elastic in as well, obviously. But the gap is closed up with a bit of hand stitching, and then you top stitch around it, put your elastic on, and that's your outer main construction of the nappy done. After that, it's the booster and the liner, which gives you the extra absorbency and bit you need to help you keep baby nice and warm and dry and absorb all the yuck. But brilliant, absolutely brilliant cloth nappies. I loved them. They are super cute on babies, and they are so much better for the environment, and they do save you a lot of money. Some people quibble the benefits of them. It's each to their own, but on a personal level, I really like them. And I used the washable training pants for my son as well, and he was potty training. They are less, they don't hold liquid like a nappy would. They're more geared towards letting them recognise when they're wet and how to stay dry. So they look like pants, but they have a bit of extra absorbency to give you a bit of leeway. So when they do a wee, it doesn't go straight through to their clothing, but they still know they've weed and they know they need to get clean and dry. And I had about 8-9 pairs of those. I make them. I did buy some to begin with, and then realised that it was just pants with an extra layer in, so I made some. And he quite liked choosing his own patterns and stuff. This is what's great about cloth nappies as well. You get to have so much fun with the fabrics, and you can, like the embroidery and stuff, you can have anything put on them. You can have, like, every month they've grown, you can have a special nappy. For I'm 1 month old, have a picture set taken. which becomes a lovely little memorial set at the end. You can have birthday ones, you can have their names on them, you can have your favourite football teams, you can have your favourite cartoon characters. When I was cloth bundling my son, I had Mario Kart, Cornwall, some saying that he's a boy, I had denim look, all sorts. Loved it. In actual fact, I kept the Mario and the Cornwall one, the outer bit, so got rid of all the boosts and stuff a long time ago, but I did keep those two because I really like them. They're so cute. It's a bit of a memory, and I love Nintendo and Mario, so that was like my favourite. I sourced that one. It's a bit tricky to find, but now I know how to make them. I could have made hundreds. Could have had hundreds of Mario pants and nappies. But anyway, so that's the cutting out and preparation bit done. You do of course still need your elastic, which is about 20 centimetres worth, I think it is, without checking the pattern. Yes, there you go, that's the next bit. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Share me with your friends if you want to. That would be fantastic. And I will see you on the other side when we're constructing the nappy. Have a good sleep, everyone. Bye bye.